Welcome to a bump by bump rundown.
Wild World of Wiggle.
My name's Danny Bedrosian.
George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton here.
Boom. And sorry, we were just, what we do in the show is we talk about music. We talk about what we love. We talk about P-Funk and P-Funk history. George and I we got the camera going and the thing recording. And we're just talking about other stuff.
We just kicking, talking shit.
Yeah, we do it.
I mean, we actually relearning shit or analyzing it for the first time. In period. A lot of stuff we do, we don't even think about it no more and get on to the next thing. But he likes to kick it, so I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we talking.
Chopping it up.
This month. We got a killer song for you guys from my childhood. Before we get there, I want you to support George's Patreon. He's got a Patreon page where he is giving the fans stuff they've never gotten before. It's really unprecedented. There's a Funkadelic album that's 25 years old called The Last Time Zone, and that's what he has chosen as his first gifts to his $20 members. You join at the $20 level on Patreon, patreon.com/GeorgeClintonPfunk. And you'll get every month one of these songs from The Last Time Zone gifted to you on your Patreon. And also in the middle of every month, you get these shows a month before the rest of the world. So the exclusivity.
And you get some surprises every now and then.
Right.
Of which you might be getting real soon.
George has some things in the works, some surprises for you guys that he has specifically picked out for Patreon. So you guys... definitely join it because it is a level of fandom and an immediate gratification of merch and cool stuff that you haven't been able to check out before at a level that has never really been done before. So please check it out. And then like and follow and subscribe to these videos. It helps us out with the algorithm. Hit the bell so you know when new videos are available. Without further ado, we are doing a song that was a really big deal to me because it came out when I was 15.
Damn.
If anybody gets funked up,
it's gonna be you.
Funk, Lord. If anybody gets funked up, if anybody gets funked, if anybody gets funked up, if anybody gets funked, it's gonna be.
And this was George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars.
Two different versions.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. So the one we're focusing on specifically for today is what they call the album version. But I just want to throw it out there so we get it out of the way because there'll probably be one about what they call the Colin Wolfe version as well. That there's also this Colin Wolfe version, which was, for me, as a New England guy, Boston guy, it was heavily played on Jammin' 94.5, which was the hip-hop station in Boston.
Yeah, that's the one that went commercial.
And we got it like 25 times a day in 1996 and 97.
Oh, you know,
they were playing it 25 times a day.
That was the time when we was playing Central Park.
It was that era.
Bringing the mothership back.
It was that era.
And that was the first single off of that album.
I'm telling you right now, though, I think it was a bigger hit in Boston. This is why I want to get this out of the way.
Right.
I think it was a bigger hit in Boston than it was in the rest of the country.
Yeah, I think
because
you're right.
The hip hop station was non-stop. They were playing that and Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio.
Mm-hmm.
Those two songs were getting 90% of the airplay. That Colin Wolfe version, that was the version that you guys used for the single.
Yeah.
And
against my wish.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was into the Eric Sermon mix because that was what was happening at that time. Eric Sermon and that whole sound. That was the sound. And the other version sounded like attempt to be like us. Like our, like the One Nation and Knee Deeps. They was relating more to that era.
Yeah.
And I was trying to catch up to what was happening right at that moment. Eric Sermon and MC Breed. That was just coming into play at that moment.
Right. And so that's the version we're going to talk about. It's called the album version. And it's different in some distinct ways. I think some people would call it slower, but I think the tempos are about the they're about the same. It's just the vibe
sounds,
is
yeah,
the vibe is
laid
different.
back.
It's more laid back.
Laid back, yeah.
And it's similar to a sound that you would hear right after this or around this time, right after this, bands like the Fugees.
Yeah.
Kind of giving off a vibe and a track sound that is similar to what this is. I think this is Amp Fiddler, ain't it?
No, this is actually
Did Ant play on this?
No, that was
The album version?
No, the album version. Let's see. The real album version was Catfish, Bone, Mark Bass, but they both sampled other stuff of ours.
Okay.
Eric Sermon them sampled. They sampled that track and made a whole new track. So did your boy
Colin Wolf?
Colin Wolf. They actually sampled and played around what we did.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the stuff that they got on there was sampled from some of our stuff, but it was not the track that we did.
Okay, gotcha.
The original track that we did, we never even put it out. And like I said, it was Catfish. We did it in Cincinnati.
But he wasn't sampled. He did it live.
He did it live. Catfish played
And what did
live.
Mudbone do? Drums?
Mudbone played drums, sang. You know,
Oh.
that's a Belita. All of us was the Mudbone, and Gary played a little bit on it.
Okay.
That's the original track.
But now, what it ended up becoming
Yeah, that was
is
they
like
they
this-
they did a New York sample, or whatever,
Gotcha.
whatever they was doing.
So was the drum part a sample of Mudbone, or was it like drum program?
I really don't know. You
It sounded like a program to me.
it probably was a program because they did those tracks and they was like just like I said, much different than what we did.
And there was a bass. Do 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 do.
Yeah, they did that.
Okay.
They did that.
Those two things are like the two like main elements of that track, other than of course the vocals.
Yeah, well, the vocals,
Um,
they kept the vocals the way we pretty much did them, but we had a lot, you know.
The dominant vocals on there really are you, Mudbone, and Belita.
Me, Mudbone, Belita, right.
They're out front.
Anybody get?
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
out
that was
front.
basically what it was.
Yeah, and then Eric Breed, Eric
Eric
Sermon,
and
MC
MC
Breed.
Breed.
Eric Sermon, MC Breed.
They did things in the back.
Yeah. And Eric Sermon had an album, a couple albums that were heavily P-Funk sampled. Heavily
He did.
P-Funk
He
sampled.
used a lot of the samples, some of the disc and some of that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he was one of the first ones I gave the album to. Literally gave him the album, and he used it.
Gotcha.
And Nas used a lot of it.
Yeah.
But Eric Sermon, his boy Keith Murray, they used Redman.
Right.
They used.
I was gonna say Redman used.
They used a ton of the old funkadelic stuff.
Yeah.
They were into that.
Well, Redman sampled "Theme from the Black Hole" like several times.
Oh, Redman was in Detroit when we were doing the Theme from the Black Hole. The last funkadelic album, that Electric Spanking. Redman and his Lords of the Underground.
Yeah, I remember Lords of the Underground.
They all came to Super Disc 91. They all came there and was hanging out with us. And that's when I found out he was from Newark. He was a funkadelic devil.
But what do you mean about Electric Spanking? They weren't there at 81. That's 81.
I'm not Electric Spanking. 91 when Dope Dogs.
Oh, dope. Gotcha. Okay.
Dope Dogs.
Gotcha. I was like, damn, Redman's older than I thought he
No,
was.
no,
Wait a minute.
No, man. Dope.
Okay.
It was Dope Dogs. Because I'm thinking of Eminem and all of them was around there at that same period, just getting started.
Right.
And that was, we was all at Super Disc by this time. Not United. And that's where I met, like I said, Redman and the Lords of the Underground.
Yeah, I remember them. Here Come the Lords. I remember the Lords.
Yeah.
This is my era because I'm picking up P-Funk as if it's brand new for me all at the same time. So while The Awesome Power of a Fully Operational Mothership is coming out in 96 and I'm 15, getting it at the store the day it comes out. I remember me and my boy Josh Maldonado went to the store and we went to what was that electronic store that they used to have everywhere? They just shut them all down. Circuit City. I went to Circuit City and bought the album on CD. And
in Boston, right?
Yep. And brought it home. We listened to it front to back, as it were. I think we listened to it twice in a row. And loved it. But I was also picking up, I mean, at the very same time, I probably just got osmium. You know what I mean? For the first time.
Uh-huh.
So it's all hitting me at the same time. You know.
Wow, that's
And-
30 years apart.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, getting it all at the same time. But this was the new album at that time, and the opening number is "If Anybody Gets Funked Up," the album version. It's a darker, you know, I'm a synesthete, so I see colors in the music. And "If Anybody Gets Funked Up" is the album version is almost black.
It's dark. Yeah,
It's almost
dark.
black,
Yeah, it's
like
dark.
just black. You know,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
It's not night black, but it's
Anybody
almost there. It's the shadowy, dark.
Yeah.
And the Colin Wolf version is like bright green.
It's not said they made it
It's
sound
bright-
like
it's all real
made
green
it sound
and-
like you know, needy flashlight,
Yeah.
uppity. But they had it. That it was that new thing of the samples of hip hop
Yeah,
and laid back. You know, with the way it, MC Breed comes on and says, "What's up, my man?"
Yeah.
It's all like really like you're getting out like smoking a doobie.
yeah, it's super laid back.
Yeah, and
It's
believe it,
super laid-
singing like that.
Yeah.
Anybody get funked up?
Well, it's what's that other part
Man.
they do? The other part they do is the one that's really. Yes, I get funked up.
Anybody
There you go, yeah, it's-
gets funked up. It's gonna be you.
That part is pulled way back. I mean, it almost sounds backwards.
Catch us
You know?
in your party town. Bound to be bopping. Catch us when you can. Catch us when we in your party town.
And now that comes from an older song too, right? Bound to be bopping.
Bound to be bopping. Bound to be bopping. That line you did say bound to be bopping.
Yeah.
Seemed like it did. Bound to be bopping. Yeah, but that whole album, I mean, Sloppy Seconds, and
Oh yeah.
that whole album was like, I was pretty proud of.
It's a great album.
Yeah.
And for its time, actually, even though not on the title, not on the track we're talking about, but for its time, quite a bit of live drums. At a time when there wasn't a lot of live drums.
Yeah. We actually used a
You
lot.
did use a lot of live drums
Yeah.
on that record. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Sloppy Seconds.
there's live drum. I mean, even if they're being sampled, things like Funky Kind and
Yeah.
the New Spaceship. Sloppy Seconds, of course. What's the other one? I'm thinking
New
of?
Spaceship. That's
Fly Away. And you know, there's a lot of live, like nice live drum sound on that album, and mixed in with some space age hip hop stuff that's going to influence. Like to me, Mathematics, the Ewan Bird version with Cherokee.
Yeah.
That one is a huge influence on Outkast, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
It's huge, like, and it's kind of, you know, Outkast is doing their super playalistic, which is a
That was
take
same
on
time. That was same time they
about
they
a
came
year
out.
after that.
Yeah, they came out right after.
Yeah.
Because I remember doing Synthesizer right after
Yeah,
that.
Quemini was a few albums down. That was even later. But then they were also highly influenced by Dope Dogs. And at some point, I want to, when we do the Dope Dogs, I want to give like a little insight on how 90s artists as far afield as from Rage Against the Machine to D'Angelo and Erykah Badu to Outkast were
Okay.
all influenced by that Dope Dogs album.
Yeah, that vibe. Yeah.
And by things like this. Awesome Power of Fully Operational Mothership.
Yeah, Amp had a lot to
Had a
do.
lot to do with,
Yeah, and he was. Yeah.
a big musical innovator, and he's definitely all over that record
Yeah.
for sure. Both those records,
Yeah.
really. But yeah, it's just a classic song. It's the opener of that album, and that was under Sony.
Have you seen the video of it?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. I saw it back when it came out.
Yeah, I like the video of, you know, because there's so many people in, you know, Bootsy and Bernie and all of, and we hadn't seen them for a minute, but when we come together, it's always like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, when people see that video now, it's like, when is this coming out?
Right. Yeah, it's a classic though now. I mean, it's funny because you wouldn't think that it's. I mean, it's almost 30 years old now.
Damn.
You know, it's 28 years old, almost 29 years old.
Damn.
So it's a you know, it's a real. It's something that we think of as contemporary, but really a lot of time has passed since this
My God.
has come out. You know. But it's it's a classic. I remember seeing you guys perform it on Letterman.
Right.
You remember that?
Right.
And I remember taping it on my
Oh
TV.
yeah. Yeah. On Letterman. That's oh my God.
Yeah. Because keep in mind, I'm 15. I'm 15, and I think it was a weeknight, and my parents let me stay up and watch it and tape it. I remember that pretty vividly because I didn't even have my license yet. I was when that album came out. I was a sophomore in high school, I think, something like that, and just a classic album. It makes me think of Smoking Grooves. It makes me think of the Central Park Landing. It makes me think of. It's very much a product of that time, or even a source of influence.
The 90s, 96.
96. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when the Parliament Greatest Funkin' Hits came out too.
Yep.
That was like
that was right after this.
Yeah, that was like supposed to be celebrating our retirement and getting out of it.
Well, there's a few moments like that. Gloria Hella Stupid was supposed to be that too, apparently.
Yeah, that's just right. That's right.
That's a decade before. So.
Yeah, that was 80
79.
79. Damn.
But yeah, Greatest Funkin' Hits is another one I remember getting at the store at the record store, and I probably got Greatest Funkin' Hits at Newberry Comics. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Newberry Comics had
the record store on Newberry Street too.
I loved Newberry Comics, man. And they've got a bunch of them in New England. But they, I got most of my Funkadelic records there. I got most of my P-Funk All-Stars stuff and all that stuff. And this was just very much a key piece of nostalgia for me, you know.
Well, there was an old school station there, right? Damn, it was like doo-wop.
Oh, real old school.
Yeah, and it was, but they still played P-Funk. They played like doo-wop from the 50s and early 60s, but they played all our stuff right on through everything.
In Boston?
Yeah, in Boston.
Wow.
Because I did a lot of in-stores there and a lot of online, go to the radio station and sit with the DJ, because he was Slappy White.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You know, remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Damn, I didn't even... Yeah, I got pretty good memory.
Yeah, you do have a good memory. Somebody was commenting on it on the YouTube comments.
That just came to me. Yeah, Slappy White. Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had collections of all the old stuff, but he played P-Funk right on up through to this album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, Jammin' 94.5 in Boston, the hip hop and R&B station.
Yeah.
They played that song 25 times a day for a year and a half.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was, and again, the Colin Wolfe version, but still, if anybody gets funked up, that song was for a moment in time. That song was all over the place.
I'm pretty sure I came up and did what's called online with him too, because I remember doing that. Sony had me going up. Epic.
Yeah.
Had me doing those promos in
early internet.
Yeah, Vivian Scott. She was one that signed us up.
Yeah, shout out to Vivian. Yes. Yeah, the Sony 550. Was that 550?
Sony 550.
Something,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a super special record, and this is the Overton.
Overton
Did the cover, and Pedro did the back.
Him and Ronald Edwards did the
this one is Stozo.
The back of that album there.
Right.
With all the different faces on there.
He doesn't have it on here, but yeah.
Yeah, Overton did the front part, and Pedro did the cover of the record.
Right.
And all three of them did the faces of the other people on the record.
Right, exactly. And they have, I have another version of the album where you can see it. But yeah, it was cool that all three of the P-Funk artists, the main P-Funk artists were represented on that album. So it's really cool.
We did a few like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Shake the Gate is like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or How Late? One of them.
Yeah.
How Late? Oh, Urban Dance Floor Gorillas?
Urban Dance Floor Gorillas was like that, and something else.
But that's cool because that's kind of a P-Funk All-Stars routine.
Yeah, right.
Because if Pedro is decidedly Funkadelic and Overton is decidedly Parliament, and then, Stozo is kind of like Horny Horns and Parlette,
mm-hmm.
The P-Funk All-Stars is kind of all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they jump around, they've done, because I didn't even know they'd done for different members of the band. Just like they end up being P-Funk All-Star records anyway.
Right,
They
sure.
were once time in the band.
Yeah, because I remember Pedro did Incorporated Thang Band and Our Gang Funky. I forgot about those. And he did the Capitol George Clinton records. Was Pedro Bell. But yeah, just a classic P-Funk 90s song. If you're looking for 90s P-Funk music, you could make a mixtape with Fly On, Just Say Ding, If Anybody Gets Funked Up, Iceberg's Dead Ahead, that's what the captain said, and Maximum Isness, and
yeah. If you're gonna go there, there's a couple of Bernie's records.
Oh well, what's the one? Events of the Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Time is in the. Oh my God.
Time is in the Elsewhere.
That's one of my favorite '90s P-Funk songs.
Yeah.
And we gotta throw Hideous Mutant Freaks up in there too if we're gonna do that with Bill Laswell and y'all. A lot of great 90s P-Funk out there, you guys. So check this out. Keep checking us out every month. We're going to have a new song, and we do a deep dive into every song every month, a bump-by-bump rundown. And
Wide World of Wiggle.
Yes. And follow George Clinton's Patreon page. It's patreon.com/George Clinton P-Funk. All kinds of goodies coming your way every month. My name is Danny Bedrosian.
George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton.
You have been bumped.
Roof.